India versus England then in the Cricket World Cup. This is Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Match Day. Who would have thought that when these two teams meet at what could be the business end, or at least the start of the business end of the league stage, they would be at just complete opposite ends on the points table. India look pretty, they look strong, they're at Lucknow for the first time, and they're up against an England side where we just cannot seem to understand how it's gone wrong so badly for the defending champions. But Shane Bond and Cheteshwar Pujara will at least try and answer the questions ahead of this game. And it's just, what can we expect from England here? This seems like on the points table, Pujara, a game that India should dominate and get the job done, because you cannot see how England can turn it around. Can they though?
Doesn't look like.
No?
The way they are playing doesn't look like, unless they get their approach right. I think I have said this numerous number of times, but if they don't bat deep enough, if their top order is not batting for first 40 overs, then I don't see them posting big totals. They haven't been batting well. There are games where they haven't been bowling well, so nothing is going right in their way. But it's high time that they need to think about what is going wrong, and they have to come up with a better performance for sure.
We thought that perhaps there is a weakness in their bowling lineup with the type of bowlers they have in conditions like this. And now all of a sudden, we are talking about, or not all of a sudden, but gradually, we are talking about a collective batting failure. Can you explain that, Bondi?
It's tough to sometimes. It's just having a run of people. And it's not going to get out of form, but it's not going to get easier because they're coming up against the best bowling lineup in the competition. New Zealand's lost almost opens a little bit of a door for them. There's still an opportunity for them.
Really?
So it's I think they have to look at it as we're not completely out. We've got absolutely nothing to lose. And sometimes teams like that can be dangerous. And we've seen teams in the tournament go from really poor performance and then bounce back and put on a good one. And they certainly have players capable of good performances. Whether they turn up or not, we'll have to wait.
What about what their best team is? And I don't know if we have the clear answer to that. We're going into this game now. You've tried every member of your squad. Harry Brooks got runs, but he's not in this team. Ben Stokes is in this team. He's not getting runs, at least not with the fluency we want him to. What should they do?
I think they should play the same team. I think you have to pick a team and run with it, because if you keep chopping and changing, it's just a complete nightmare. So, look, if they want to stack their batting lineup and say we're going to go for it, then that's the best way to go. But I think they need some continuity. I think the chopping and changing hasn't been doing them any favours. So, for me, if they think that's the team, and I think last time they thought that was the team, I'd run that team out again and have another go at it.
They come up against perhaps the best bowling side, best team in the World Cup. Fuji, what is their best bet to challenge India? Is it with a strong, deep batting lineup?
It is, and Harry Brooks has to come back into the playing 11. I don't know who he replaces, but he should be there because he has been
options as far as form goes.
Yeah, but he's someone who has the experience. He's young. He has batted well against spin, and I think it was a bit harsh to drop him in the last game. I think he should be there in the middle order because he's a match winner along with Ben Stokes, because I know Ben Stokes hasn't been scoring a lot of runs, but he hasn't played too many games either. So I feel when Harry Brooks plays, if he gets a big one, he can be the difference between someone like Joe Root and him batting along. I think Harry Brooks can take on the bowlers.
Okay. Fair enough. As far as India go, they are likely to stick with at least the same options to choose from, given Hardik Pandya is going to miss this one. I guess the only chat is the temptation of Shami now is it's too good to resist. You can't possibly leave him out unless they consider an extra spinner at Lucknow. We did see a bit of a slowish surface when the Netherlands played Sri Lanka here, but that was a while back. Any reason to change the team?
Not at all. I don't think if there is a change, I'll be very, very surprised, and I don't think it'll be a right call. Nothing against Ash, because he's a quality bowler, and look, the way Kuldeep and Jadeja are bowling at the moment, I don't think you need a third spinner, because I don't think it's a pitch where you need three spinners. And Shami has taken a fifer in the last game. The way he bowled in the last game, I don't think there's a change needed. You need three seamers and two spinners. That's your best bowling lineup. Why do you want to mess around with that?
Yeah, I think the only change they would make would be an Ashwin for Kuldeep. If they felt like they wanted an off spinner and they wanted extra batting, they could go that way. I think teams, obviously, with India going with 5 bowlers, will put pressure on a bowler. And so if they start to get hold of Kuldeep consistently, they may look to go back to Ashwin because he can bat as well.
And there are enough left-handers here if we are to look at that matchup.
But otherwise, no, I'd expect India to play the same team.
Should they just rest a few players given this No, they can't. I'm not even
Nah, not at all.
Right, this is it. I'm guessing India are still overwhelming favourites for both of you?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Funnier things have happened, though. This is a team that did spoil what would have been an unbeaten run for India in the league stage of the last World Cup. Very different circumstances. India and England will meet at Lucknow. This was our preview on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Matchday.
Stunning looks, then swift,